Please.
Yeah,
New Boys Like Girls
Definitely
next year.
check out Boys Like Girls. Greg is their bassist and one of their singers.
The fuck is a bassist?
Carol Baskins. Thank you guys for joining us on today's episode of Unemployable Podcast. Today we have Gregory James with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
man.
Greg.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for not leaving me here alone with Cam.
Oh, love you guys. I was saying earlier, dude, this is the best group of people, best tattoo shop.
Yeah.
The funniest place I've ever been. Literally laugh my ass off every time I'm in here.
No thanks to Cam.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Get them while you can.
Get them while you can. Who we got in the back here? Who we got in the peanut gallery?
And then behind John, we have Danny and KYLAH, kind of behind the scenes, the ones who are running and operating everything here.
We're in the scene.
They're the ones that are actually working hard.
If we had to rate KYLAH's appearance from 1 to 10, what would we give her today?
She's just hiding.
Last week was a 2.
The entire week?
No, just right now.
3. Looks like a little better than last week.
A 3? All right, 3.5.
Don't let them talk to you like that. You're fine.
All right,
Yeah.
2.
You should have seen her when she did the walk of shame in here after the Halloween party. My God. She strolls in
Yeah,
here.
every day she
Just
walks
a
in
big
here is
shirt.
a walk of shame.
I don't even know if you had pants on. And then she comes over here like a fucking zombie. And she's like, Danny, I can't stay today. And then she proceeds to drop water everywhere, which gave her anxiety. And she
not
left.
clean it up.
And she fucking left. You come and you crop dust the entire shop. You just take off.
Yeah.
I wish you could do that at any job. Just
No.
show up and be like, hey, I can't be here. I got to go.
Not as a manager.
Drop some. I don't even want to clean this up. I'm gone.
She was attacked the other day.
She was what?
By Cam?
Attacked.
By what?
Anxiety.
Got her.
She had an anxiety attack.
It happens.
I played Enya in the car when I picked her up just to soothe her. I think she appreciated it.
KYLAH does well. She gets a lot of abuse. She's family, though, so she can handle it.
You guys are like a dysfunctional but like loving family. Like everyone gives each other crap, but like you got Cam's back, even though we all give Cam a hard time.
No,
you know?
yeah, it's like a brother thing. I mean, kind of everyone here.
Yeah.
Because I found out / accepted maybe a year and a half ago that I'm for real stuck with all of them. And I can either make the best of it or the worst of it. Prime example, Dan with the beard. I've fired Dan like 3 times.
He's still here though.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
He doesn't even work here. He just he does this thing and it gets me every time. He's like, yo, I could just guest spot. And I'm like,
And then he doesn't leave.
I'm like, yeah, and he doesn't leave.
Like it's a process. You can't just cheap it down like that. You gotta explain. It's a little process. So it's like it starts off with like maybe like 3 days a week.
Because
All right, it's slow. You know, I'll just come and hang for the other day or whatever, and then the other day, and then the other day, and next thing you know, you're fucking.
He's just here.
like Dan's a
been
good
2 years.
Dan's a good person, and like really everyone here is a good person.
Yeah.
And like maybe we'll get into like a tiff or like some argument, or maybe it's just time for them to like take a break, and then that just happens, and then they come back, and I'm just like, oh yeah, you're my friend. Like you can stay at least for the day. You know? Dan's first guest spot lasted 2 years.
That's fast.
It's a good run.
That's fast.
It's a great run.
Guess spot in history.
I think half the shop are guest artists, and I just don't know. They've just been here for fucking years.
They just keep showing up.
Yeah, and I'm just like happy to see them. Because like all I want to do is tattoo in my corner and like hang with my friends all day.
Yeah.
It's like if they're here, I even love when like my friends, like I love when you come by the shop. I love when Chuck, like even if you're not getting tattooed and you just kind of sit down, maybe watch some TV or like chill for an hour. I love that. It's like, oh, new thing for the day, conversation.
No, it's the best being able to work with your friends and people you get along with.
Yeah.
I mean, especially playing music with my best friends. It's like we love each other to death. We give each other crap all the time, but like,
It's the best.
you know, it's like we've been best friends for 20 years.
I think the coolest thing about working with and for John is like the other day, for example, I sent him a text message. I was like, dude, like thank you for everything. Like it's fucking dope working here with you. Like, you changed my life.
John's actually a good guy. You don't get that on
Danny, you
social
got that?
media.
I got that.
You don't see it on social media,
that
but
out.
he's a good guy. Nobody can hear what you're saying, but we will transpose.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice and quiet.
I could tattoo in silence for sure.
On Tuesdays, it's like this too.
When he's not here.
Yeah, sometimes on Tuesdays no one's in the front, and I'm just here tattooing, and it's nice. I'm not as inclined to like talk to my clients, but it's like really calm.
You don't really like choose the music ever.
No,
When I'm here,
no.
it's either like
care.
Nate or
It's Nate.
Nate.
Yeah, it's Nate or nothing.
It's always like some SoundCloud hip hop that I've never heard of, and I'm like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, the first 2 years, I chose music. I was like, oh, it's my shop, you know. I'm finally, and then I was like, I don't care, you know.
You don't let Cam choose?
I'm in the back.
Sometimes Cam will choose, but I feel like usually Cam just puts what he thinks we want to hear.
Yeah.
I'll just throw up like Lil Peep for
I think
you.
Danny does that. Danny puts on what we want to hear.
Danny puts on good music.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Danny has great taste.
I mean, if you're sitting here for 8 hours, it's, you know,
yeah.
don't want to hear.
It's hard to be fucking DJ for 8 hours.
Dude, the best though was that one session we did where we watched the entire first season of
know.
Severance.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
it's
tell
called?
people about that. Severance. No, you're
Severance?
right. Yeah,
That's
Dude.
the way to go. That's way better than
We
music.
watched the entire first season in one tattoo session.
yeah.
What's it, like eight episodes, an hour each?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's,
tough.
like,
That's
perfect.
tough though, because if it's like a good show, I want to watch it too.
But you had already seen it, thankfully, so
know.
it's not like you were tattooing me and just watching the TV the whole time.
I'll get sucked into documentaries, and they'll throw documentaries on sometimes,
The
and then they'll like say
information.
some interesting fact, and I know there's an interesting visual associated with it, and I like look up. Bro, I know tattooers that straight watch TV like
While
they
tattooing.
tattoo.
I mean, if you're filling something big and I can see that, but like if you're doing a fine line or something and you're
Yeah,
just,
if you're doing a blackout, bro, you don't even need to look. Yeah.
and then we watched The Lobster.
Yeah. Did you ever finish that?
No.
That was.
But
It's good.
I don't know what happens at the end. That movie's insane.
You see
Does he
the-
actually turn into a lobster?
You gotta watch it, dude.
Okay.
Oh,
If
yeah.
we give away the ending.
It's okay. I gave away
Crazy.
the Spider-Man ending like the day. it
Oh,
came
you
out.
did. That was.
There's
bad.
too many Spider-Mans. I have a very strong opinion about this.
Who's the best
Okay.
Spider-Man?
No, not actor-wise. There's too many movies. Like he's Homecoming, he's Coming Home, he's Far From Home. Like just
Yo, just go home.
go home.
Just chill in your room.
And no, I always piss off my friends that are like really into it. I'm like, yeah, Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. And they're like, fuck you.
I'm a Tobey
Just they
Maguire
make
guy.
money, bro.
Are we live right now? Are we filming?
Yeah, we going.
Oh, this is a great little intro. Shit talking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, John asked me, like, did you watch it yet? I go, no. He goes, okay, well, I'm about to fuck it up for you. Like, you didn't give me the option to, don't be a part of this.
Is that the one with all three of them? Is that
Yeah.
the newest
Yeah.
one? Okay, I
But
watched
it was-
that on a plane.
It was before it came out, and like everyone knew that there was 3 in it. Like, but prior to the movie, nobody even realized that all 3 of them were in. There was
Oh, really?
rumors and speculations.
Okay.
But it ended up being like true, and he was just like, "It is."
To me, that was a great plane movie. You know, like I had a bunch of movies I wanted to see, and I was like, all right, I'm on a 17-hour flight. Like, I'm going to watch
Yeah.
a bunch of movies that I need to watch.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like movies I normally wouldn't go out of my way to watch.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas. Like buy me something that I'm not gonna buy for myself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
kinda
Like, I like Marvel
That's
and
cool.
comic books and shit, but I'm not going to go to the movies probably and watch that.
Yo, it is nice though going to those movies with the super nerds that can explain everything to you and like kind of
That's
hype
true.
it up. You know, they're like, that's from this movie, and that's why he did this. And I'm
Sometimes you get
"Oh,
like
cool."
you get like the best audience though with that movie. Like I remember I went to go see like Endgame in theaters,
Yeah.
and it's like a fucking concert in there. Like people are screaming out of their chairs.
Oh, it's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah, like that's kind of cool to I guess experience like during a movie.
I have no idea what's going on in those movies. Like, they're
Yeah.
sick and I love them, but I'm like, why are there 100 characters?
Yeah, I feel
Like,
like
who's this
every-
purple guy with the
If you
thing in his
don't,
face?
Like pay attention
Bro,
or
every
keep
5
up.
minutes, I'm like, who's that?
And they're like, oh, no, you need to know the origin story. And he's getting his own movie. And I'm like, why is he getting his own movie? He was in this for 10 seconds.
Yeah, he had, and they give him like 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yo, and I just like keep watching the shows they'll make about one character with Disney with no idea who they are. I'm
Oh,
like,
Disney
I'll
Plus
watch
been
it.
making some wild
Disney's
ones.
off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their Star Wars stuff's been good, but the MCU, like Marvel stuff's been like, eh.
Dude, have you seen 1899?
No, what is that?
Fire, bro. Did you see Dark?
No.
It's like a show. But I think
Is that
it's
the
like voice
Netflix
stuff.
show?
Yeah, with the
I
ship
heard
and
about
stuff.
that.
It's good. I like that mind-bending shit. I like shows that like I watch an episode and I like need to see the next one.
Yeah.
The next one and the next. Like I'll be like tattooing and I'm like, can't wait to get home and fucking watch that show tonight. Like that's what I want. I got it from that show.
I just did that with White Lotus. I binged like the whole first season of White Lotus. It's great. The second season just came out and they're like halfway through it, 4 episodes in.
White Lotus. What do you watch? You just watched
Last night I just started Wednesday. It's like a Addams
Kyla
Family.
put that on at
Addams
my
Family
house,
reboot.
and I was like, "This is trash."
It was. I kind of like. It's cool. If you like pay attention, Victoria.
Do you like know the Addams Family?
If you pay attention.
Not as much as I want
you,
to
like,
know.
watch
So I
it.
just feel like that's why I'm intrigued into the show.
Okay.
Like I'm familiar with them, but haven't watched like too much of it.
So I get that.
kinda
For people
I
your
kinda like
age,
it. Yeah,
they, like,
It's
bring back
definitely
these
tuned-
shows.
It's for my
Yeah,
age
they
group, for
recycle
sure.
them.
And people like us are like, oh, like why are they remaking that? Like the original is fine. And you're like, I don't even know the original.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's the
fine.
target
Right
audience.
now, it's like the #1 trending show on Netflix.
Yeah, but does that even mean anything?
No,
I think that just means
That
the
list
most
changes
money
every
behind it, or
day.
They paid for advertising. I
the
don't know how
list
that works.
changes every day.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that work though? If they're like all Netflix
It
produced
has
things,
to be money.
but Netflix produces them.
Yeah, but what do you think? They just have the same budget for every single thing?
No,
the
they're
same
just
act-
pushing their own shows that
Yeah.
they make. Yeah.
They make like 10 trash shows, and they make like one decent show, and then
What I-
every 50 they make a good one.
What I hate is how they keep recycling the actors.
Yeah, but you get
Like they
familiar
keep
with
using
it
like the
and-
Stranger Things cast, and I'm like, I just can't see them as anything
Yeah,
but the cast.
But
of
that's
Stranger
like
Yeah.
something that's always been used because you start to like a certain actor or actress, and then you just watch the movie because they're in it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're hoping to like catch that.
Yeah, people's gonna watch like anything with like Millie Bobby
I
Brown
feel like
in it.
Cam was a Disney Channel kid.
Nope.
In another
Hey,
life.
no,
Cartoon
he's
Network.
too young.
Yeah, he's too young.
In
for that
another
shit.
life.
Like I talk about this all the time. The Disney Channel original movies in like when was it 2003 or whatever, where they put out a new one every Friday. They were bangers for like a year.
Yeah.
Brink.
Dude,
Johnny
Brink,
Tsunami.
Exactly. Smart House, Luck of the Irish.
Who was
Dude, it was all bangers. That Xenon girl who was in space. Like, what happened? Disney fell off, man. It was really, really
That
good
was
for a
high
year.
end shit.
Yeah.
Every time.
That makes me feel so old.
Dude, I like see the stuff that like Seth's kids watch, bro, and it just seems unhealthy.
Oh, yeah.
Like with the rhythmic music
It's like
and these
melting your
patterns.
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like hypnotizing them.
Well, no, I mean, was it you I was talking to about the TikTok thing with China, where like the algorithm they push to us in America is all like rewarding people for doing dumb crap and like making fools of themselves. But then in China, the algorithm they push to themselves is like rewarding kids doing science projects and like succeeding in like music. And I'm serious. It's
Makes
wild.
sense. Yeah.
They just
My whole feed is terrible. And I think most people's feeds in America is terrible.
it's trash, but
Yeah,
we
I'm like,
love it.
This makes me stupid. This makes me feel bad for laughing. This, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. What does yours look like?
It's pretty rough.
It's a scary, dark place.
Yeah. I wouldn't hand like my Instagram to
What'd
like
he say?
my
Speak up.
I wouldn't hand like my phone on Instagram or TikTok to like a family member.
No.
Yeah, I'd be like, don't go on those apps.
Yeah.
You don't want to see what's
Well, you're
in
like a superstar on TikTok now, huh?
there. Not as big as him. To be honest, I'm not on the app that much.
Dude, I don't understand it at all.
I'm
He's
just
doing-
I'm just
Don't worry, Cam. I
I'm
won't
just
tell
like
anyone.
never,
He's
I'm
doing
just never on the
ASMR.
app. I probably have like 300 notifications.
Well, like, so our whole band is terrible with social media.
Yeah.
We're like terrible. Like, they don't understand. No, we didn't even have a TikTok before I joined the band.
Yeah.
So, like, we made one and they were like, oh, Greg, you're going to run the social media. I'm like, fuck. It's like, because I kind of know, but I don't know anything. Like, I was
Yeah.
texting Danny and you, be like, how do I make a TikTok?
Right.
Like, and he's like, oh, yeah, you make it in a different app and then you put it in. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I have to get another app now? It's crazy. But yeah, I think we're going to get somebody to do it because we're trash.
Well, how's that been? Like,
It's been
do you-
good.
Do you pretty much handle all the social media or mainly
Right now,
TikTok?
yeah. I'm doing the
a
Instagram
lot.
and the TikTok. So like on the road, juggling a full-time work job, the
Yeah.
band and the social media and like all of that. It was,
Yeah,
I tried my
social-
best.
social media is like a full-time job.
It is.
Like once you like
It's
actually,
crazy.
when you like crack down, you're like, I have to like push for this. You realize like how much work it is.
Well, I didn't
Like, when
realize-
you're not posting for fun anymore. You're like, this sucks.
Dude, the editing of all of that, like the time that goes into editing, like I would I would do one and I would send it to our singer Martin. I'd be like, hey, what do you think of this? And he's like, oh, well, can you just move this around and put, you know, like a voice talking here. I'm like, that's going to take me 2 hours. Like they think it's just in a second. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure.
That's how tattoos are. When you're like, yo, here's the design. They're like, oh, you just do this. It's like, yeah, take 2 hours. When you said that, that's what it reminded me of. Like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
But
The
like,
client thinks it's like just a little tweak, and it's like really not a little
yeah.
tweak. Yeah.
It's like, well, if I put that there, it changes the whole flow of the piece. Now I got to adjust all the shading. I got to figure how that can kind of look organic and like it's supposed to be there, not just like a stand, whatever, you know?
Does that happen all the time?
I feel like more often people just want like little change.
With walk-ins, yeah.
Yeah.
Am I an easier client? I don't think I've changed really anything that you've done.
No, you're an easy client. You know what though? Seth does.
Don't lie to me.
No, you are. Seth, no, there's definitely clients like when I see them in the schedule, I'm like, oh, today would be a good day, and you're one of them.
Oh, that's very kind. Wait, real quick. I mean, we haven't even done an intro yet, but shout out to you guys. Everyone that works here is just so freaking nice and funny, and I love hanging out here, man. Yeah, handsome. I feel like people like they see the social media of you guys and they're like, okay, they're funny, but like sitting here all day long is literally the most hilarious thing in the world.
Dude, I literally would never do anything else.
Yeah.
I have a blast here. I love it here. I mean, like, it's my shop, whatever. So maybe I'm obviously biased, but like, it's a fun fucking time, bro. And like, I'm really happy to hear that from you because that's what I want. Like, I know what it's like to sit in a chair all day.
Yeah.
I want you laughing, having fun, like we're talking about some real shit. Maybe we're talking about just some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
You can
keep
change
that
your whole
going.
experience like tenfold.
Yeah.
Like you can sit like, say you're like 10 hours in a chair in like a shop that's dead quiet getting tattooed. You're just miserable. All you can think about is the pain. It just sucks. But like when you're in the environment, like you're forgetting about all that shit.
Well, you guys are crushing it, and it's not luck. You know what I mean? I think the secret to success has always been, no matter what field you are, is be a good person and work really hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone that's here does that. So
Consistency.
that's why you guys are just crushing.
Thanks, Greg.
Appreciate it.
That was a big thing when I first came. The camaraderie here was just phenomenal.
Even like that was like one of your biggest emphasis when you came here. You're like, yo, I can't believe like how strong the crew is.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like
Except for Cam.
it's
Yeah.
important
Weakest
for any creative atmosphere, right? Like if you're not comfortable, I mean, with you and music,
Yeah.
like I'm sure you've been in situations where you're uncomfortable with the people or whatever, the flow isn't there, and then versus like playing with like your boys and like you're like, oh, this is a great time, like it's just flowing.
Well, it's so crazy because, I mean, the industry, there's a million bands, but the industry is really small. So like you can develop a reputation so quickly of being a jerk or a dickhead, and like you don't want that.
Yeah.
You have to be nice to everybody, treat everybody with respect, and work hard, and you're going to be successful in whatever you do. And other bands are going to appreciate that. The labels are going to appreciate that. Like if you're easy to work with, I mean, that goes such a long way.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I mean, for example, like all these labels and management companies promote from within. So like somebody 10 years ago that was an intern that you gave shit to is now like
The lead
running
promoter,
some huge company. And you're
Remember
like,
me, motherfucker?
exactly. No, I mean, so I've been friends with the Boys Like Girls guys for 20 years. I've only been in the band for a couple years, but we grew up together in Boston playing shows at like VFW halls and American Legions. And back then they were on a management called Crush out of New York City. And I remember so vividly, like, because I would go everywhere with them hanging out. There was an intern that was there, and he was like the lowest guy on the totem pole, 18 years old, probably like you know, just getting his chops
Trying to
wet.
get in the industry.
Yeah, learning everything he can, and everyone gave him crap, like, you know, I'm sure like they do with you, you know, just giving you shit. But he worked his ass off, and that guy manages Halsey and Cash Cash now. Like he's massive. Like they've won Grammys, and so it's like you never know.
Yeah, everyone.
You have to be nice to everybody.
Right.
You can still give them a little crap here and then, but
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you'll be running the shop in 10 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Get them while you can.
So when you like first, how old were you when you first met these guys?
So high school, probably like 14, 15.
Is that where music started to become an option as like a career? or you weren't even thinking?
I was always really into music, but my family is very like traditional, like go to college, get an education.
Right.
So I played sports in high school, but I also did like jazz band and chorus, and I tried to do a little bit of everything. And then
Was that like your favorite? Like that's what you looked for?
yeah, I mean, music was always my passion.
Yeah,
I picked up a guitar when I was like 10 years old and
Yeah.
was watching MTV being like, I want to be a rock star, you know, of course. But
Dude, I wanted to be a rock star. I just had
Who didn't?
after high school, I got into college and I deferred for a year, and I actually moved to New York and joined a band and toured in like a
Where'd you
van
grow
and
up?
trailer. I grew up in Boston.
Boston, so then
Yeah.
you moved down to New York.
Moved to New York,
Okay.
like not New York City, like Buffalo, New York, which is like
cool part.
completely different. Lived in Buffalo for 2 years, did like Warped Tour and some, you know, DIY tours.
How was that?
And I was like, this is, you know, awesome. I'm sleeping in a van, but I'm getting to play shows, not
Yeah.
making any money, but my parents hated it.
But you were in it.
Yeah, and I gained a lot of connections in the industry, and I always kind of kept those relationships. But then I went to college.
Were you just playing solo?
Yeah, so when I went back to college, I ended up being a solo artist. I was in a band in New York that was kind of like Linkin Parky, a little heavier. And then when I went back to college, I just wrote some solo stuff that was terrible. But I was like, I want to still keep making music.
Yeah.
I remember I did like an EP and I sent it to friends in the industry and they were like, yeah, this is not good.
Oh no.
But, you know,
We all need those. We all need those friends, though.
yeah, but I was learning. I was still
You're like,
learning. I mean,
what about it isn't good?
you're trying to figure out who you are as an artist, and
Yeah.
you think you want to sound one way, but that's not really who you are. So you're learning,
Yeah.
evolving. I always kept in touch with the Boys Like Girls guys. They actually took me out on tour, and I opened a bunch of shows acoustic.
Cool.
So while I was in college, I'm sure I sounded awful. I'm glad there's no videos of that. But I mean, that was a great experience. And then they parted ways with their original bass player. I think this was like 2009, 2010. And at that time, I was about to graduate college. Cam was 4. But, and I was like, okay, you know, could I end up just joining them at that point? What should I do? Long story short, I went to law school, which is like the complete opposite thing you can do at that point. But
Was that a tough call? Did you feel like you were giving up on music?
yeah, kind of, because I stopped playing music for probably 3 or 4 years at that point,
Yeah.
you know, in law school, because you can't really do anything else when you're
So
in law
much
school.
work.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like I waited tables and you're not even supposed to do that. Like you're not allowed to have a job your first year.
Oh, really?
They don't want you
Like,
working
you
at
can't
all.
handle it.
But I was
We
like,
know.
I have to pay rent.
Right.
And like, I'm not going to keep taking student loans out to pay rent.
Yeah.
So I was waiting tables a few nights a week, bartending. But yeah, so once I graduated law
Was this
school,
still in New York?
no, oh well, I went to law school in New Hampshire.
Okay.
I wanted to do intellectual property. I wanted to work in the music industry as a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I learned copyrights and trademarks, and that school in New Hampshire was like number 3 in the country for intellectual property.
Nice.
So after that, I went to New York City and I worked at Sony in their legal department, which was terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, this is my dream job. I'm going to like, you know, break into the industry.
What do you like envision? Like, okay, like I have the schooling, now I'm going to get like a job or start somewhere.
I thought I was going to be doing like cool stuff with the
What-
with
like
the
what?
artists and like negotiating
the band.
contracts.
No one
and,
knew
like,
your
yeah,
name.
seeing all the bands.
I got you guys.
Literally the first thing they had me do
Coffee.
was One Direction was putting out an album.
No way.
So like they were on I think Columbia at the time, which is part of Sony Music. I can't remember, but I was writing the rules and sweepstakes fine print stuff for the contests.
That was you, huh?
So like literally when you enter into a contest, there's like read the fine print that
Yeah.
nobody reads.
Yeah.
I was writing that and I
I'll
was
hide
like,
some weird shit in there if no one
I
reads it.
probably should have.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awful.
I own 1%.
This band
know?
sucks.
It's so expensive to. No, One Direction's amazing.
No, I know. They're all so. They're all.
turn around.
They're all like super successful.
Everyone in the comments is gonna be like, Cam, One Direction's
Yeah.
amazing.
Especially your girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. My girlfriend's obsessed with Harry Styles.
Let's talk
Really?
about this more.
I mean, he's a
Jealous?
good.
Do you feel
performer.
less of a man because it's
Not
Harry Styles?
I
Really?
feel like you chose the wrong career.
I mean, that's Harry Styles.
You
though. He's kind of
avoid
like
him at all costs.
he's
when you
kind
were
of a
the
big
girl.
deal now. Like he's
Yeah.
moving into like acting and shit. Like, dude's killing it, low key. He's like Gucci's main model.
Really?
Yeah.
You know a lot about him.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Unfortunately.
Tell us more. Can you sing?
No.
Can you rap?
No.
Adrian can rap.
Adrian can rap.
Can he really?
No.
No.
I would love to hear that.
I made him
bad.
do it for a video. And usually I'm pretty like, let's get this stuff done. You know, like I say this, you say this, go, 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 done. Okay, bye guys, right? We did this like scene, we got through it quick, and then we got to this part, and I was like, yo, I think it would be funny if you rapped. And he was like, no fucking way. And like, I don't even think I thought the video would do well. I just really wanted a video of him rapping, right? So like, I'm like, oh, I don't even think this will be good. Like for the algorithm, I don't think it'll get like views. John Nelson just personally wants a video of like Adrian rapping. And Danny, what did it take us? Like 30 takes? Dude, I
God,
couldn't
it was
stop
amazing.
laughing. I couldn't look
Was
at
there a
him.
beat or was it just like, no?
He beatboxed.
Off the top.
That's how he started it.
Ugh, that sounds so awkward, but amazing.
Bro, and like he was taking it serious. So I just wasn't like seeing him try to seriously rap terribly, which was just hysterical. I couldn't stop laughing. I had to like look away from him. We tried different angles to like not get my face.
Was it
in
a TikTok?
Yeah, I couldn't
I
hold
need to
it.
see
I
this.
couldn't
I haven't
fucking
seen
hold
it
it
yet.
together, dude.
That's
Dude, you know,
amazing.
for the longest time, I didn't put that video out because as a whole, it wasn't, you know,
Wasn't on brand.
We were
Yeah.
just getting Adrian to do dumb things and recording it.
yeah,
Well,
the
that's what you
worst
guys
thing you can
always
ever
do.
tell us is that you're in a bad mood. If you're in a bad mood, that's
You're rapping.
you're rapping. And we pushed that kid as far as we could.
He
It
was
wasn't.
so
We took
upset.
takes because of John, not even because of Adrian.
that's
He just
amazing.
kept
I just
laughing.
wanted to get it over with. Probably.
He's like, I don't want to do this.
He's in a wig. It's terrible.
He's a character. You guys got some very interesting people here, for sure. Especially in the back.
I like to watch.
It's like a zoo back there.
I like to watch him grow up. You
Yeah.
should have seen Adrian when he first came here.
Well, dude, it's crazy because you were in that position, I'm sure, when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And you were learning how to tattoo and how to
Yeah,
get
and
through
everyone
it.
was making fun of me.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a rite of passage.
Right.
Now, I'm the new guy in the band now, so like I get the most crap.
Is there
for
stuff like
everything.
that in the band?
for sure. It's like we've been best friends for 20 years, but
Right.
it's like, okay, now that I'm
doing the TikTok.
in- well, so
Hold my bag.
so the band hadn't played shows in 6.5 years because of COVID and hiatus, and everyone was doing other stuff. So like 3 years ago, we were skiing out. Martin's got a place in Park City, and we were like, hey, do you want to do this run and maybe write some new songs? And I was like, sure, I can make it work. I can do both jobs. And
Right.
so the first show back, we played 2 in the US as like warm-up shows, and then we went to Australia straight there. And one of the first shows in Australia, have you heard of the shoey? I'm sure you've heard of that.
No.
So it's like an Australian thing where someone throws a shoe on stage and you pour beer in it and you have to chug
yeah,
out of
It's
it.
big in like MMA sports.
Yes,
And stuff.
exactly.
yeah.
So they made
This
me
is the tour you just went on.
tour we just
Okay.
did. So they made me do a shoey.
Australian tradition of drinking from a shoe. The crowd chanted, so Greg sent one in Sydney, followed by a full band shoey in Brisbane. We love Australia. See you soon.
In I don't even remember where we were, Brisbane or
What kind of
Sydney
shoe
or
is it?
something. Dude, it was this gross like
It's a
Balance?
festival sneaker. Like somebody just finished.
someone
sweating in
threw
it.
like a Vans or something on
flip-flop?
stage. It looked like an Airwalk. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
It was like a big like gross black shoe. And like half the band doesn't even drink, so there's no beers on
It was
stage.
Vans?
I think it was a Vans.
All right. It could be worse.
Could be
Like a
worse.
high top.
But like I literally just plugged my nose and chugged a beer out of it.
Was it good?
No. It was
You didn't
terrible.
feel like a part of?
Yeah, I mean it was a cool moment, but then
Guys.
so like the crew and I made like an agreement. The next show we were gonna get the whole band to do it,
Okay.
and like half
shoes?
the guys don't drink, so
Or
we
all
had
the
like
same shoe?
no different shoes. So we
Yeah.
had seltzers on the side of the stage like ready, and they tried to get me to do it again, and I was like, no, we're
Wait,
all
chugging
doing it.
seltzer?
Yeah, because they don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
So
I just
it's
put
like-
water. That carbonation.
You're just in the middle of the concert.
I mean, I can chug.
So like everyone threw shoes on stage, and of course like Martin picks like the cleanest looking like girl's shoe that looks brand new.
Switches it out with a new shoe.
And like I got a terrible shoe again.
Yeah. What do you get this time? You remember?
I gotta
sweaty
look at the
size
videos.
13.
Yo, if you had to drink
Yeah, it was a
out of any
guy's
shit,
shoe
what would it
again,
be?
which is the worst. It's
Size
like
13.
To be honest, I wouldn't care as long as the sneaker's clean. Because
You don't
you could
care?
have like Chicago ones on, but if they're fucking
No one's gonna throw that on
sweaty-
stage.
Yeah, but if they're like
That's
sweaty,
defense.
nasty, fucking gross
Yeah.
sneakers, I'd rather drink out of a brand new pair of Skechers.
Well, can you imagine throwing your shoe on stage and then like not getting it back and going
I
home
couldn't imagine
without a
just
shoe?
pouring liquid into my.
It's like I tried to find the person in the crowd that had the shoe, but I can't see anything. They just like throw it in the crowd, hope that
Whose
it
shoe
finds
is
it
this?
back.
Everyone's like, Mom!
No, yeah, it was really fun doing Australia. The red jumpsuit opened for us,
Nice.
which is, I mean, they're legendary too.
You got to see and play with a lot of amazing people and bands,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, for my first tour in the band, this was everything.
Yeah.
Getting to play when we were young to 65, 70,000 people. It's like, what is life? It's every kid's dream come true.
Right.
Especially with that lineup and those bands that were there.
I was when we were young. That's a huge.
So the
That's a
first
huge, huge
weekend,
thing.
I'm sure people have talked about it, but the first weekend was just a shit show. Like,
It's like Rolling Loud's a shit show, dude. They're all shit shows.
yeah. So we showed up, and they were saying it was going to be really windy and dusty, which when you're outside trying to sing in a dust storm, like that's a nightmare. So we came down in the hotel to head over to the venue Saturday, and literally as we got downstairs to get coffees, we got the message from our tour manager that said Saturday's canceled. So none of the kids knew about it yet. It's like the hotel is filled with all these kids dressed up to the nines with like the eyeliner and the nails done. I'm sure they've been up for 4 hours getting ready, and none of them know it's canceled.
So you just
None of them
found
went to
out that it's
sleep.
canceled.
So we
None
just
of them
found
know.
out, and we're like, oh no, like this is not going to be good because everyone's already like emo Firefest. It's going to be, it's not real. And so all the kids you can kind of start to see checking Instagram because they announced it like half an hour later. And we just went back up to the hotel room. We're like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they had to get you
Gotta
out
be
of there.
safe.
And our content guy goes and runs and grabs his camera. And he's like, I'm going out. I'm going to go get footage.
Yeah. I'd be
'Cause,
like, I canceled the show.
Well, yeah, because you don't know. I mean, God forbid anything crazy happens, but Netflix will probably pay a bunch of money for that footage.
Yeah.
So he's out there with his camera and with somebody else, and they're like interviewing people.
Did you get anything good? What do you think about the show being
I
canceled?
went
They're
and
like, the
gambled.
show's canceled.
I went up to the hotel and changed, and then went down and played blackjack all day. I was like, I'm going to make the best of it. We tried to do side shows at different places, but the venues just weren't built
Well,
for that.
a lot of people are doing that, right?
Yeah, and like I went
kinda-
to a few of them, and just there wasn't production for it.
Yeah.
So like Armor for Sleep and Red Jumpsuit did one in the lobby at a hotel, and the PA speakers were like this big. It just and there were 4,000 people in there. It just wasn't built for it.
Right.
But we ended up kind of DJing an emo night and trying to make the best of it.
Cool.
But then Sunday ended up going on. They didn't cancel it, which they probably should have in hindsight.
Why?
Because it was really windy. So they took down like all the video walls so that crap wouldn't go flying off the stage if there was a wind gust. But like it was still really dusty in the air. So like we got up on stage. There were no sound
Like
checks, by
enough
the
where
way.
you're like, yo, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Like you're annoyed.
That was the most difficult show I've ever played, I think, for all of us.
Yeah.
And I've played some really crappy venues and outdoor weather. I mean, the sound was great, but trying to sing with dust in your lungs, like
Yeah.
Martin and I looked at each other after the first song and we were like, I need 3 gallons of water right now.
I need a shoey.
I need oh no, dude. I don't think I had any alcohol that day because it would have made it so much worse.
Yeah.
But it was still an incredible show. I mean, all the bands sounded amazing. People had sound issues.
Yeah, you were kind of telling me that throughout the whole tour. I mean, like anything, like things come up, problems happen. And you gotta figure it out on the fly.
You figure it out, but at a festival like that, nobody gets a sound check, which I don't think people realize. Sound checks are super important,
Right.
Because you have to feel out the space, adjust a lot of levels depending on where you are and
Yeah.
what the sound is. So there, it's just what we call a line check. So like your guitar techs and drum techs set everything up, make sure it's on
Right.
and passing sound, and then
It's making
you ship
noise,
it.
right? All
you
right,
ship it.
run
It's like,
it.
all right, let's go.
Yeah.
But we bring our own sound console everywhere with us, which a lot of people don't do.
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
So it's like, okay, we're going to get the same sound in our ears, and it's going to sound almost the same no matter where we play. But a lot of the other bands are sharing like the console that's at the venue, and that's where you run into problems because a million people are plugging crap into it.
Yeah.
So we were lucky that we did that and sounded fine. But I know, like, Dashboard, didn't have vocals for 3 songs that day.
Yeah. Oh, that's tough.
You know, like Paramore had some issues, Avril. But, I mean, everyone was stoked.
Yeah.
Everyone was super stoked. But then the second weekend was just like, everything was perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. Friggin' Bring Me the Horizon was the best band by far
Yeah.
that we saw live.
Yeah.
Nice.
So good. Do you know them?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd actually
Have you heard of
I'd
them?
actually be down to see them live too.
Oh, they're sick.
Probably a great
Yeah, they are fucking
performance.
sick.
They were so good.
So that was towards the end of the tour, right?
That was,
Or was that middle?
the second to last show.
Yeah.
The second Vegas weekend. So we did a handful of West Coast dates.
So where'd you start?
We did Nashville as like a hometown show.
Okay.
Because the rest of the band is in Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
in South Florida.
So you met them there. We're gonna play a show.
We rehearsed for like a week and a half because like no one.
And
had
you were singing,
played.
right?
I sing in every song.
Yeah, that's sick.
And I was like they hadn't played shows. I was the only guy that kind of was playing in like bands on the side and
Yeah.
kind of kept my chops up a little bit.
Yeah.
Martin had a side project he did a couple tours with, but John and Paul like hadn't played, you know, in years.
You said 6 years? 6.5 years?
I think it was 6.5 years. So we played a hometown show in Nashville, which was awesome at a small venue. And then we did Phoenix with the All American Rejects and Mayday Parade. And then we just went to Australia.
Yeah.
Straight. We flew from Dallas to Sydney, which was a 17.5-hour flight.
How do you like that flight?
It's terrible.
Dude, I don't mind long flights. You been on a long flight?
Longest I've been on is like 9 hours.
That's still pretty long.
Yeah, I don't mind that one. Like
That's
here,
long.
here to LA, not bad.
Before that, my longest I think was 6
Yeah.
here to
You just
LA.
get to a point on the flight where you're like, this is terrible.
Well, I mean,
accept that.
on international flights, they actually give you decent food. It's not terrible.
Right.
Yeah, they don't give you just
And the
almonds.
drinks are free.
Yeah.
The seats are way bigger.
Yeah.
But the worst was right when we landed in Sydney, we had to fly to Perth,
Yeah.
which is 6 hours.
Yeah.
So it's like you've been on this flight all day and now you hop on another one.
Yeah. But it does feel short in comparison, right?
Like you got to realize you're going to the other side of the fucking planet.
I think that was the hardest flight though.
The second one? The second long one?
Yeah, just because we were exhausted.
Yeah. I get that.
And you have
'Cause-
no idea what time it is or what day it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that I can relate to. We did Thailand once and we I think it was like 14 to Japan and then another 7 to Thailand. And that was rough. And then coming home, you're just like, 'cause I remember like being in New York, needing to catch another flight here on the way home. And I think I was flying for traveling for like 20, 24 hours at that point and like running to the gate. And I'm like, did the plane leave? Like a psycho, you're all gray and you have bags. And she's like, sweetheart, I think your clock is an hour forward.
Oh,
like it didn't
geez.
recuperate.
Well, it's like you don't realize you have to clear customs. So we land
Yeah,
in Sydney
bro.
and we're like, oh, we just have a connecting flight. No, you have to take 30 pieces of gear through customs again.
That's miserable. Bro, I won't even check a bag.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah.
You know, thankfully, like we had crew and stuff, but it was still a lot of gear. Yeah. And we have those little Apple AirTags and everything so that we know where they are at all times.
Oh, that's good.
Which is smart. But it's like you're traveling with that much luggage. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Even if you have people to carry it, it's like, okay, this piece is 70 pounds overweight. They have to take it somewhere else and you have to
Yeah.
pay for it. And it's like a whole thing. But
Dude, that shit
Thailand's crazy, by the
gives
way.
me anxiety. Yeah, Thailand's sick.
Where did you go?
We went everywhere, dude. I think when we went, I was there for like 2.5 weeks. It was a little too much, but we did 17 flights in 2.5 weeks.
Whoa.
We literally hit the whole country. Like Phuket, we did, a couple in Gang with the full moon party. Obviously went to Bangkok, went to Chiang Mai. We just literally went everywhere.
Wow. Did you
Yeah.
like the food?
Yeah, I got sick. But but I knew that going in because I was like, I'm gonna try everything. And we got there and they were like, yo, let's go to like a nice dinner. So we went to, I guess, a nice dinner. And it just it was whatever. And then like we went to like the cart and I got the 55-cent street food and I was like, this is fire.
You got to be really careful with that, though.
I wasn't. And like, cause like our hotel had, or wherever we were staying had a sauna. So I was like, I already planned it out. I was like, I'm going to get food poisoning. I'm going to sweat it out in the sauna, which happened. And like after 4 hours, my food poisoning was gone. And I was right back to the 55-cent meals. Bro, I was eating blood soup and fucking meat that they wouldn't tell me what it was. It was fire.
Dog.
It was so good.
After, we can't really eat before shows. So like after we would play, the
Why?
promoters,
It's like a thing.
I mean, I can eat a few hours before, but if I have like a burger a half an hour before I play, my voice is going to sound terrible and I'm going to be dead. Yeah, I don't know. So like
clean.
after every show, we would plan a dinner that we were going to do.
Like a pig out dinner?
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I mean, you're super hungry by that point.
Yeah.
And all this food in Asia, I mean, we have Korean barbecue and Japanese barbecue here,
That shit makes me sick.
but it's not like over there.
Right.
Over there, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So we would go to these places and just let the promoters order a bunch of stuff.
They were familiar?
Yeah, usually
Okay,
the
that's
promoter would be
nice.
local.
Yeah.
Wherever we were.
Yeah.
So, dude, I love it, but I'm kind of taking a break now from Asian food.
Okay.
Because I
You
ate
overdid
it
it,
for
yeah.
a month straight.
Yeah.
But it was
I
delicious.
just like trying like new things.
Me
like
too.
even like desserts where I'm like, oh, this isn't like my typical like sweet or flavor that I would normally go to.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, try this like weird thing, and it's like, you know, berries and salts, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, run it, you know.
I had jellyfish in the Philippines.
How was that?
Sounds interesting.
Was it good?
Yeah, like how do you?
I mean, I wouldn't have it again, but it wasn't bad.
Right.
It was like a noodle, like a stringy noodle of
Did
jellyfish.
you use like a tentacle or something maybe?
I don't know what part of the jellyfish it was. I mean, but it tasted like chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they fry it?
No.
Oh.
It was still like slimy. It was almost like
It was super slimy.
kinda
Like
texture.
it looked like lo mein almost, but it was see through,
Yeah.
which was kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy.
That was so like the Philippines is interesting because there's really, really wealthy people. And then there's the extreme like polar opposite of like poverty, and
Their gap is way larger.
it's a
over
huge
there.
gap.
Yeah.
So
I've never been. Like, is it like when you get off the planes, like people are trying to sell you stuff type deal?
it depends where you are. Like Manila is a really, really big city.
Yeah.
And it's a little more, you know, like New York-ish vibey.
Yeah.
But like we went to Cebu, which the band had never been there. And that was wild. Like the fans were incredible. They were at the airports, the hotels, everything.
That's
but
cool.
You're driving through the streets and there's like people on a scooter with like a goat on the back. But like three people on one scooter.
Yeah.
And it's like an old ass scooter. And it's
Yeah.
like, cars
Dude,
with no doors. And
I've never been to the Philippines, but I think it was like Phuket or somewhere in Thailand, we were just like, fuck it, let's get on the scooters, right?
You gotta be careful.
Yo, maybe most dangerous thing I've ever done.
Yeah. They have
like-
no fear.
Yeah, one, like everything's opposite on the roads. Two, there are no rules. So it doesn't matter. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going on the side I know, baby. You know? And like I'm watching this like woman, because like the trucks will stop and the scooters are just expected to like go on the shoulder, which is like this big, and then it's like cliff to your death. This woman with like 3 children and groceries on a scooter rides, and then I'm like, okay, I guess we're stopping. And she goes on the shoulder and she does one of those where you like tilt the bike one leg out to counter your balance and goes. And I look at my boy and I'm like, yo, if she can do it, we can do it. Right. So I go for it. I get it. But it was
Sketchy.
fine. It was really sketchy. Like I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to wait my turn. And then after a day of that, we got like really comfortable, and I was like weaving through traffic, and like my boy's a little more responsible. He's like, yo, slow it. Like, what are you doing?
You didn't have a helmet, I'm assuming.
No, nothing, bro.
I don't got those over
I
there.
didn't have a helmet. I didn't have anything, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm a local now. I can do whatever I want. I think, I don't know, 5 minutes later, ran into the back of someone's car.
Oh, crap.
Completely totaled the scooter. I was dying laughing.
I'm sure they just drove away too.
No, they got out and started yelling.
Oh.
And like my boy's like, bro, we don't have insurance. We don't have nothing.
They don't have that over
I don't think they
there.
have insurance.
We didn't have anything. Whatever they didn't have, we also didn't have it.
What'd you do with the scooter guy?
So I was able to like get the scooter like working in a way. So we like rode it, but it was like making like weird noises and stuff.
Yo,
And then my
somebody stole
boy's making fun of me. He's like, "You're such an idiot, bro. I told you to slow down." 3 seconds later, he dumps the bike. It goes under a Jeep. He totals it.
Oh no! Did you have to pay for him?
Yeah, it was like $50. I was like, yo, these are disposable. I'm gonna rent a new one every day, bro.
$50.
Yeah, I'm ghost ride that shit.
It's like a Lime scooter. You like just drop it off wherever you want. You're like, yeah,
bro.
whatever, $50.
Yeah, with leave $50 on there. I was like, this is fucking.
We
awesome.
saw an accident too, and someone rear-ended somebody else. They both got out, looked at it, and were like, "Yeah, it's not that bad," and drove away.
fist bump. Bye.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's just a different culture, but like
As long as their shit like still is moving after, they're like, all right.
the people are so nice over there.
Yeah.
So like we went to this casino in Cebu, and that's where we had the jellyfish and the amazing food. But it's like the casino was like something out of a Bond movie. It was so nice.
It was,
and
like,
then a
high
mile
quality
away, there's
material
like
was good.
huts
It's like
that are
fucking
people
like
living
where
in.
is it?
desert around you.
This is the
It's just
Philippines?
this
Yeah.
casino.
Nice. Did you gamble everywhere?
We gambled in Singapore, but we were kind of trying to wait for Vegas.
Oh yeah.
We were like, let's kind of save it for
but
Vegas.
The Philippines, like,
But yeah, at that casino, I don't think we did because we were really tired.
but you went there.
Yeah, I mean, for that tour, it was you're on a plane every day.
Yeah. That's
So you're playing a show, you're eating dinner, you're getting to the hotel at 1 a.m., and then you're looking at. We have this app called Master Tour that tells us where we're supposed to be every day, and it would be like 5 a.m. lobby call. And you're like, it's 1 a.m.
Dude, I hate that. When you just know no matter what you do, you're not getting enough sleep.
Yeah. So I mean, you
Even if like proper planning.
roll down to the lobby.
Cam could do 3 hours of sleep. He's a child.
He would miss lobby call for sure.
Yeah.
Every day there was at least one person whose
Yeah,
alarm.
but even if someone
they would
like
sleep
woke
through
him
it.
up after 2.5 hours, like he'd be fine.
He's 13
would
years
drink
old.
A Mountain Dew
Yeah,
and be
drag
good
me
for
out
the
of
whole day.
like, the instant I'm like up on the 2 feet, I'm like, oh, all right.
And you can try to sleep on the plane, but like I don't
I can
sleep
get
great
away-
on
I
planes.
can get away
I
with
don't
it,
either.
yeah. I'm out. I'll sleep through a fucking
I'm in like some
hurricane.
weird neck position, and then
Yeah.
like I hurt.
I mean, I'll
when
wake up feeling like shit.
I'm anxious because
I'm
we're
the dude
on.
who'll sleep like that.
I get anxious. Like I'm good at flying, but like when you're on Malaysian Airlines, and you're like,
I don't even want to fall asleep.
isn't this
around
the
them.
airline where the plane disappeared and they never found it?
Yeah, like
you know?
I watched that not Netflix documentary.
Yeah,
yeah.
So we literally flew on Malaysian Airlines, and
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're guess we're going for it.
You're like other people don't. seem
And then
worried.
so like we don't sit together on planes either.
Why is that
'Cause
like on
we all like
purpose?
aisle seats.
Oh yeah.
So we're all, about the plane and aisle seats, and you get these people next to you that are like, who are these like tattooed white guys that
Right.
are on this flight? And
Are you One Direction?
What's a Harley Davidson?
no, they'll ask you like, hey, what's the name of your band? And I always say like Korn
lawyer.
or like Fall Out Boy. Just give them something ridiculous.
Metallica.
Disturbed.
Yeah.
Dude, but on those flights, when the plane lands, everyone gets up, even the people in the window seats,
Right
and they
away?
climb over you.
What? It's a battle,
It's nuts.
bro. I'll get shitty with those people.
When
Like
you're on
here.
2 hours of sleep and you're miserable and someone
Yeah.
tries to do that,
Climb over you.
we yelled at a lot of people. We were like, stop,
right?
wait. But I mean, the Philippines were sick. Like I'd never been anywhere like that. And last minute, I think the last
Were you
show.
uncomfortable at all?
No, I mean, it's definitely a culture shock, but for the most part, people speak English
Yeah.
and they're really nice. I mean, landing in Manila and seeing all the fans at the airport was pretty wild.
Yeah,
Like, how
that's-
did you know
that's cool.
when we were getting in? Have you been here for days?
Yeah.
You know?
What? What folders?
Oh,
A Manila folder.
dad joke.
All right, Dan, get out.
And you're gone.
We tried to make
Your
this
one
work.
add-on to the podcast has been fulfilled.
So we flew from Brisbane to Manila, and like literally in Brisbane 2 days before, we decided we were going to film a DVD in Manila and record the show live as like the Sweet 16 of the first album. So we were playing the first album from front to back. So we literally set it up with 2 days time, hired a whole film crew, sound crew, lighting.
nice.
And it was just amazing. So we're going to release that on Spotify and YouTube,
Cool.
the video and the audio, like the Sweet 16 of the first album. But in the Philippines, they celebrate Christmas from September to December.
What?
So yeah,
For
right?
months?
Yeah. So
almost like America.
Well, they don't have Halloween or Thanksgiving. So that's their Christmas season. So
just make do with what they
we
have.
landed in the airport. There's fans everywhere. We're exhausted. The customs agents are like ushering us through the back because they're fans of the band too, which is like wild. They're like, we're coming to the show.
Yeah.
And then you see Christmas decorations everywhere and like
the
reindeer.
trees
And I'm just
won't even
like,
live that long.
the
if you had a real
Twilight
tree.
Zone, dude. Oh, they're all fake.
Yeah.
But I have videos of like us in baggage claim and there's presents and like garland. And you're like, it's September like 28th. Like, what is
We
happening?
haven't even hit Halloween yet.
Like, this place is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was
I mean,
fun.
I like Christmas.
I love Christmas.
So maybe I could get used to that. Like half the year is just Christmas.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like that over here. Like
No,
Walmart,
it's not. There's,
Walmart
like,
and all these
rules,
places
bro.
have Christmas
Yeah.
decorations up before Halloween decorations.
It's
dude.
usually the day after Halloween, right?
You do Halloween.
I went to-
and then you do fucking Thanksgiving, and then the day after Thanksgiving, you can start decorating. If you decorate before that, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'll listen to Christmas music like around Thanksgiving time, but I'm not going to take the tree out till after.
Yeah. Do you have a tree up in your house right now? Good.
Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah. What do you ask Santa for?
You want a new machine? Station?
Yeah, station.
What else did you ask Santa for?
I don't know. I don't really want anything. I'm kind of chilling right now.
You're chilling?
Yeah.
Dude, that's the worst.
What?
Like I like the gift giving bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Well, because everyone's like, yo, what do you want? Bro, like, I really don't fucking want anything. And I know by saying that, like, I just made your life more difficult.
I'd rather buy something for myself. Just
Yeah.
give me cash.
Well, I like how Seth and I do it. Like, I'm like, what do you want for Christmas? He's like, I don't know yet. And then usually sometime in like March or April, he's like, I got it. You know? And then I'm like, oh, cool. Like, get me this or whatever. But I'll just like stop buying myself shit, hopefully like mid-November. And then like every time I like go on my phone to like buy something or I like, oh, and I just like send that to someone.
That's smart.
You know?
I should do that. I don't think anyone knows what to get me. It's like a massage gift card or like,
Yeah,
which
you
is
can
always
never go
great.
wrong with something
Can't go
like
wrong
that,
with that.
yeah.
I'll take that all day.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
What are
even,
some like amazing gifts you've got? You're like, wow, you nailed it.
probably stuff I've bought for myself.
Yeah, like talking to yourself. You're in the mirror. You're like, wow, Greg, you nailed it.
Well, it's crazy because like when you're a kid, you're like, I want all this music gear. I want this amp. I want this guitar. Can't afford it. So you get like the crappy version of it and it sounds terrible. And now it's like, all right, I'm a grown adult with a job. I can buy whatever gear I want and it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Well,
Like,
and then it's like the stuff you actually want is too expensive to ask someone for, right?
of course.
Yeah, that's like how it
Like my
usually
girl's like, "What do you
goes.
want for Christmas?" I'm like, "Porsche 911 Turbo."
Yeah. I'm like,
Ask Seth to split it with you.
well, those
I
commercials,
want a
dude.
condo. It's like, no.
I always laugh at those commercials where like the husband walks the wife outside on Christmas and there's a car with a bow on top.
Yeah.
Who is that marketed towards? Who has
All
ever
right,
done
so
that?
listen,
I have plenty of friends who got cars for Christmas. It's ridiculous.
With a bow on the top
yeah,
outside?
how spoiled
Yeah.
people are these
I've
days.
never
dude.
seen that.
Dude, I've
so-
seen it like 5
yeah.
or 6 times.
What?
Like people I know I can call right now. They're like, yo, what was Christmas like last year? It's like, oh, I walked outside to a bow on a car.
Okay, so how do you even orchestrate that though? Are you telling the dealership to work on Christmas and bring you the car?
No,
Or are you hiding it
You
somewhere?
buy the car, you park it at a friend's place, and then you just bring it over to your house at night.
you can get
know?
it delivered.
on
Yeah,
Christmas
they-
Day?
Dude,
Yeah.
Wow.
They make good money
Okay,
doing
so
that.
here I am thinking this is all
No,
fabricated.
that's a good question.
This is a real thing.
That's a good question. So, like in the town I grew up in, like kids got cars as presents.
Yeah.
It was weird. I mean, like, cool if you got it like that or whatever. I don't know.
I'm happy for you. Good shit. Must
The
be nice.
way that it would, like would make sense for me is like I'm always looking at like the sports SUVs, and like my girl likes the SUVs. So if let's say there was like one that I really wanted, maybe I'd be like, because I brought this up, like, yo, I'll like split payments if you get a cooler car.
Yeah.
You know?
So you can drive it too.
Right. Right. So it's actually a present for me.
Yeah.
That's like what I'm getting at.
Smart.
But you could disguise it as a present for someone else. You know, so like,
It's
let's say
genius.
you're already going to buy yourself that car. You've been thinking about it and you've already got an agreement with the person you're buying it for, like significant other or whoever, like, yo, I'll get you this. We split the payments, like whatever. And then you go out and like get it and then put a bow on it.
Okay.
I feel like that would kind of make sense for me.
Dude, the first time I got tattooed here, do you remember rapping me?
Oh, I've rapped a lot
You
of
rapped me.
people. I did. I know
It was
I
funny,
rapped
dude,
you.
because I didn't know any of the TikTok or social media stuff. I literally Googled like black and gray tattoo artist in Fort Lauderdale and did research.
Yeah.
You know, and I looked at 50 different people and I really loved your work.
None
I
of
was
them
like,
answered, so you hit me up.
yeah, none. Everyone
He didn't
ignored
answer,
me.
Seth did.
No, I DM'd you on Instagram. It was probably Seth answering, but I was like, dude, your work's really awesome. Like, would love to talk to you. And I had no idea. Like, I hadn't seen any of the videos or TikToks. And it's like, I'm getting tattooed in here. People are walking in like, aren't you the TikTok guy? Do you remember that? Somebody was in here.
I hate that shit.
And I didn't know Cam. Cam's
Yeah.
like wrapping my arm and he's like, don't go to the gym for 3 days. Don't sweat.
Fuck is this little kid telling me how to take care of my shit?
I mean, what? I'm so like detached from the like. Obviously, I'm familiar with tattoo shops and
Yeah.
my whole life. Know where else would take me. What was that experience like? Like, yo, I'm at a place where like I can invest in tattoos. I can do the research. Like, I'm deciding I want to get, a sleeve or like a lot of work done. What does that process look like? What did it look like for you?
I had thought about it for years.
I had the question. I was going to ask you, like, what made you really want to start getting tattooed and stuff? Because you obviously waited till you were a little bit older to start getting them and stuff. So.
Well, I mean, one, my parents probably would have killed me if I got them at a young age, but I also probably would have gotten something pretty stupid and ugly,
Yeah.
right? So I like thought about it for a while. I'm still figuring out what I want to do up here.
Yeah.
Which you're tattooing me in like a month, so I got to figure that out.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I want to get something that everyone probably thinks this. I want to get something that means something to me.
Usually
and
the
is
first
personal.
one, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
Put more
like you
thought
did my
into it.
dad here fly fishing.
Yeah.
Which is funny because when I show people this, they're like, "Oh, when did he die?" And I'm like, "No, he's still alive." And I'm like, I just, my dad's a huge role model to me, and he loves to fly fish, so I threw him in there.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss." I'm like, no, like, he's
still fly fishing.
Yeah, he's doing great. But I did my research. I didn't want color.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't want color.
I get it.
I understand it. I'm personally still not the biggest fan of it, but I have color tattoos.
You
Look
have
at your
color.
fucking leg.
Yeah, your
Don't
leg
say that
is-
shit out loud.
Well, Nate,
I mean, your leg looks
Nate
sick.
changed my perspective. But like when I first got into tattoos, I was like, I only like black and gray, really. I feel like you had to come around the color almost. At least
Yeah,
I
my
did.
taste changed
Yeah.
too.
Like when I first got here, I was like black and gray. Like you'll never even see a color tattoo on my body. Now I have like the brightest leg in the shop.
I mean, Nate does really good color work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
though.
Like he changed my perspective on it. But
But
even now, like I still black and gray is my favorite.
Is he the most painful though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared
By
to like
far.
whatever John's doing on you, it's like not even comparable.
This hasn't been bad at all. I mean,
That's what I'm
sitting for
saying.
8-hour sessions.
Like if you can say like you went through 8 hours and say it's not bad, it was a pretty easy
this was by
session.
far the worst. The
And your
inside
bicep
here
sucks. Yeah.
is terrible.
No matter who's tattooing you, that spot's gonna be
and
terrible.
I think there was some tree on the bottom that's really dark.
Tricep's
He was just
horrible.
like wiping it over and over again.
the wiping's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we ask Kyla what her most painful tattoo is? I'm just curious to know what she has to say.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think it was, Kyle?
Danny, I want to know yours too.
Right after Kyla.
Okay.
Come on, Kai.
Your dad's not watching this.
Yes, he is.
Oh, your dad's watching this.
He already knows.
I know. Say it. Say it to the microphone.
My asshole tattoo.
Your asshole tattoo.
You have your
Language,
asshole tattooed?
What's on there?
Seth does
What
too,
is it?
right?
What is
He
it?
has his taint tattooed.
Oh my God.
It's a mandala.
A mandala.
Mandala.
Who did it?
Dan and Ricky.
Look,
He was in it too?
why does it take two dudes to do a mandala?
I mean,
It just tag team. Like they're like, all right, I'm out.
you don't have to give details, but the healing process of that. Yeah.
Do you have to put like lotion on there?
Like which hazel white?
Wait, wouldn't it be like really easy?
Do
Or
you
no?
have to Saniderm it?
you just can't shit.
Because then, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, you just don't eat for 3 days until you take the Saniderm off.
just do opiates? You won't poop for a while.
Danny, what's yours?
My knee.
Your
The
knee?
one Phil's doing on my knee.
The knee is horrible.
Fucking rad.
Yeah, it's my worst too.
Yeah,
It's the only time
Was
I
yours
have to,
your
like,
head?
scream.
No, the head was pretty easy. You know what though? Like, because I just got the back of my head done, which I was like kind of nervous because it goes on the top.
Yeah.
And I know that like up here, forehead's like pinchy skin. The tattoo, I was distracted because one, we were doing that whole.
Have you told the story about that on the podcast yet?
No.
Because I think that's the coolest thing.
Well, I haven't because
Oh, you're saving it.
Lahal.
He might come on. Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, he might come on, but also like the whole point of it was like we worked on a project together, and he hasn't like released the project.
Got it. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's releasing it in December.
Okay, well, stay tuned.
That's right. But
I
what
won't
I
spoil
will
it.
say, by far the best tattoo experience I've ever had in my entire life. Like Lahal is literally the coolest.
Yeah.
Like I went out there, didn't know what to expect, and like I made a friend. Like I'm hitting him up. We're trying to figure out how to hang out again. I'm gonna go back there next year. Like he's just the shit. The whole shop. Like as soon as Seth and I showed up, everyone's welcoming. Like they're like, "Yo, what's up?" Like hugging. Thank you for coming. Like it was amazing.
It makes a really big difference with the experience.
Yeah, dude. And then they're like, "What are you doing? Do you have plans?" We didn't really have plans. They took us out every night.
That's cool.
You know, showed us the history, bringing us to Michelin stars every fucking night. Like, in the culture there was sick. It was literally like, you know, I'd wake up 7 o'clock, draw, get to the shop, tattoo by 10, finish at 6, and then go out to dinner for 4 hours. I could do that every fucking day of my
Yeah.
whole life. I mean, I wasn't hitting the gym out there, which that's like important for my like mental health.
Same.
But I knew it was temporary for like a week. But that like if I could figure out how to get a gym in that schedule, I mean, it was amazing. And it was nice too, because like I was just doing like a 1 meal a day out there, so I was like sticking to like some kind of diet.
Yeah.
So like even though we were like gorging ourselves in food, like it was just amazing. And then we worked on the project. We did a little prep. We did it that final day. But what I will say pain-wise was, and this is probably my fault, when I had my head hanging off the table. Like when a tattooer's tattooing a tattooer, it's like different.
Yeah.
Like if I'm tattooing, when I tattooed Adrian's head, I'm like, you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna be
rape you.
uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah.
And like I'm gonna stretch your neck to the point where like it's gonna break, because that's like what I need.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's a normal client, I'll be like a little more gentle, or like we'll take breaks. But like when it's a tattooer, it's like you know what needs to be done.
I
This
gotta
is
get
gonna
this
suck.
finished now.
Yeah. So like when he was doing mine, he was like pulling down. My head was hanging off the table, and it was, you know, we were doing at a different location than the shop. So we had this like kind of shitty massage bed, or I don't know what we had, but it was like a mobile thing. Maybe it wasn't shitty. Maybe it was a really nice chair. Either way, the fucking table was like on my chin, and he was like pushing down on my head. And like him and I have the same goal, which is complete the project we're working on and make the work as good as possible. Right? Like it's about the work. So if he's comfortable, if this is going to produce the best outcome of the tattoo, I'm just going to put up with it. But
Yeah.
my chin was like digging into the table so bad that it was bruised the next day. And like I had this weird like skin peel from it. Dude, it was like miserable. Like I was like, and I was like, should I say something? Should I not? Because I didn't want to like say something and then maybe he's like awkward, or like you're thinking, because if my client's like, yo, this is hurting, now I'm not thinking about the tattoo as much.
You're in your head.
Yeah, which is on me. It's not like the client's fault or whatever.
Yeah.
But that sucked. So, but it did distract me from the head pain. But dude, it was bruised, bro. Like Seth's like, yo, what the fuck's on your face the next morning? And this like skin peel.
I mean, it looks great though. It turned out amazing.
Yeah.
The location of where you did is my favorite part, so I'm excited for you guys to share that video.
I mean, and dude, Hall he like knows everything about the architecture and the culture. And like, that's what the cool part to me was. Everywhere we went, there's like history, unlike here.
Yeah.
Like old history. And he's pointing out, you know, the different time periods. He's guessing where it's from. You know, then we're checking it. He's fucking spot on every time. And then like he's talking about like archways, how they built stuff, why they built stuff, why this is facing that. This room was used for that. It was amazing. I was like, how do you fucking know all
And
this?
he knew all the restaurants too. Like he took you to dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys don't take me to dinner.
What?
You don't take me to dinner.
Bro, we go to emo night?
The equivalent of that is you, me, and Seth going to gamble after the tattoo. Going to the casino.
Dude, I'll take that.
it.
Well, that
Yeah.
work
I'll take
schedule is
it.
fire. Like finishing at 6 o'clock, it's like it's dinner time. It's not
Yeah.
9:30 like it is for us when we finish.
It's a different
you know? Like, I want
mindset.
to go home and sleep.
I mean, European countries are just, it's different in general. Like the food quality is way better.
Right.
I mean, like you said, there's architecture and history.
Yeah.
I feel like the food in America is just so bad.
So sometimes I feel like there's just a lot and it's like different. So we actually, I don't know if you knew this, we win the award for cheese every year.
We do? America? Okay.
And like Lahal and I were talking about this. And he's like, oh, it's probably a French person that came through America.
Yeah.
You know, probably, but whatever, we still won. But like there is, I don't want to like discredit like the food. We have some good restaurants here.
I think just like with all the genetically modified,
chefs.
like the breads you get here.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, whether they're making it good or not, it's just like the ingredients they're getting are different.
yeah, one of the guys in our band gets sick when he has like breads and gluten and stuff here. But
Yeah.
like in Australia, the regulations on how you make food is so different. So like he was eating all the bread he wanted over there and he's like, I feel great,
Cool.
which is different. But
Yeah.
wait, let's go back. So there's a cheese contest.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but
I would love to know more about this.
apparently like Lahal and like everyone there does. I don't know. We can look it up. Danny can look it up.
Can you imagine
Literally what I'm
going?
doing right now.
Yeah, look it up. Can you imagine going to like the world cheese competition and just
Just a bunch of people
eating cheese?
and
I'm
farting
so
and
down
shit.
for that.
Speaking of cheese, when I was over there, like we went to this one dinner and they like did all the courses and then there's like this intermission to the dessert. And in the like middle section, they just bring out a cheese tray. It's literally the size of this table. Like not exaggerating. All different cheese.
It's incredible.
And like I'm a dumb American, so when they're like, "Which ones do you want?" I'm like, "All of them." You know,
All of 'em.
Yeah, give me a piece of every one of them.
You didn't get sick from too much cheese?
Not only worse, I had an allergic reaction.
So scary.
Yo. So like we were just like doing. I don't know what the fuck it was. Like I'm allergic to like penicillin and like different things, whatever. I don't know. That's the only thing I know I'm allergic to. But apparently it's something else because like I ate one of the pieces. He was like, try this. Thank God it was a small piece. And like when you eat something spicy, you feel the spiciness spread, and you can like find like the origin, like the point it started. It's like over on the side of your tongue. That was happening, but it was numbness, and it just starts spreading over my whole mouth. And I'm like, whatever,
You don't know what kind of cheese it
This is
was
spicy cheese.
because you were having so many different kinds of cheeses, so you can't pinpoint the origin.
Could have been like a mold.
Well,
maybe?
no, like I knew because I ate that one, and then it happened, and I stopped eating, and like felt this sensation go, and I'm like, huh. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
there's not. There is?
Yeah, in the mold. That's what I was saying, like the mold or something.
Oh, maybe you had a moldy cheese.
Yeah, that's
Well, 'cause
we found out
she's
that's what
old as
happened. So
hell.
I'm like, this is weird. And like my whole life, my fucking girl's like, you're not allergic to penicillin. That's not real. They made that up in the 90s, and I just wasn't. I wasn't willing to like gamble that. But like it's spreading on my mouth, and I'm like, I think I'm fine. And now like I'm having a talk with myself in my head, like I've left the table,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, are you okay? Like I'm talking to myself, and then it starts spreading down my throat, and
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
I think this is bad. And I like look at Lahal, and I'm like kind of panicking a little bit, and I'm like, there's so much conversation with myself going on in my head that I just like blurt out. I'm like, you have an EpiPen? And he like didn't understand what I was saying, and then like Seth's like, what's going on? And I'm like, and now at this point it's all the way down my throat. I'm like, I'm having an allergic reaction. He's like, are you okay? And I'm just calmly like, no. And then Lahal's like, you know, what should we do? And then Seth's like, dude, he just like looks at me and he's like, we're in a foreign country and no one has an EpiPen. And then that's when it hit me that like I was on my own at that point.
Do they have Benadryl over there?
I don't know. We were like in the middle of nowhere at a restaurant. Like in Saint Emilion, I think there was no fucking service. Whatever. So I was like, I'm on my own, and I was like, can I have a cigarette? So that's like, yeah. So I went outside and I smoked a cigarette, and I was like, I might die. Yeah. And like I was kind of like freaking out, but I like really knew there was nothing I could do.
You just ran it?
Yeah, just smoking a cigarette. I was like, maybe this shit'll kill it, you know? And
Stare into the sunset.
and it
of the
did, like
castle.
my whole mouth was numb. Like even when I was smoking, like it was a weird sensation to smoke going in my mouth. And then it kind of like calmed down a little bit. I was probably out there 5 minutes. The numbness went away. And I did get to the point where like your whole body kind of starts to sweat, you know? And
Then you went back and had more cheese.
yeah.
It's a boss move.
Yeah. And I came back in and I was like, you know, when you're in that like panicky stage and you kind of don't really remember like what you did while you were in the panicky stage.
You like step
And
out of
I looked
reality
at
for a
Seth
second.
and I was like, did I do anything like embarrassing? He's like, no, you're actually pretty calm. I was like, all right, good. I just like went right back to eating.
You're a pretty calm person anyways.
I was kind of freaking out. Like
Yeah.
when I first lit the cigarette, like my hand was shaking. I was like, you're going to die. Yeah. And then I was like, yo, you're going to die from cheese, bro.
In a foreign country.
fucked.
And like everyone's gonna know you died from cheese. Like all the shit I've been through in my life, my childhood,
what kills you.
and,
Well,
like,
Lahal-
addiction,
Lahal's gonna be like-
homelessness.
Yo, we had this
You
guest
died
over.
at a Michelin star restaurant
Eating cheese.
because the cheese was too fucking good.
And then you're gonna be like the story he tells to every guest artist forever.
that man would carry an EpiPen with him for the rest of his life.
He'd be scarred from
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a foreign pharmacy in another country?
Yeah, in Cambodia,
It's insane.
bro. Yeah,
They have everything.
Yeah, I'm like, I have a headache. They're like Xanax.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. They're like Oxycontin. I'm like, no. You know.
And you don't need prescriptions for anything.
No.
It's like, oh, you want 100 prednisone? Okay, $5.
Bro, when I went, half the lights didn't even work. And it was like 2 nice aisles of organized stuff, and the rest looked like zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like,
darkness.
yeah, like just fucking raging through the stores, grabbing whatever you want, looting.
We had like a little bit of a cold in maybe it was Thailand or something. And the promoter was like, oh, I'll just go get you antibiotics. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to see a doctor, or I don't even need to come with you. He's like, no, we'll just go get antibiotics.
All they had was ketamine.
Yeah. Comes back.
Yeah, that's wild. And like, I didn't even see anyone like taking advantage of that opportunity.
No.
Like locals.
I don't know what it is. I think it's our culture is just a lot different. They're just so respectful of each other and
Well, and Big Pharma is a moneymaker. Bro.
exactly.
Want the things we can't have here.
What?
We just want what we can't have.
Yeah,
Like
a
over
couple.
there, it's like okay for them, and over here, it's like, oh, you shouldn't do that, and it's like, I just want to do it more now.
Dude, I was like over there with some of my boys that like aren't sober, and like they're like they just found the best part of the trip. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Cambodia's all right. They're like, Cambodia's fucking awesome. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, traveling is just an eye-opening experience in itself,
Yeah.
but different foods, different cultures. But I like America.
Yeah.
I like
mean,
it
it's
here.
nice to like come home. You know what I do like though is like when I really start to either go for a long time or I'm going to, different countries like we talked about. One, you're forced to pack only essentials, right? And then,
I brought way too much stuff, but yeah.
at least in comparison to like being
Exactly.
home.
I lived out of a suitcase for 2 months.
Yeah, and then you kind of like, or at least for me, you're going through like a week or two. Like I'll usually bring a bunch of shoes, and then after a week or two, I'm really just wearing the most comfortable ones. You know, maybe
Exactly.
whatever. But it like strips you down. You know, and, like you don't have all this material bullshit or like these things you're used to, and you're stuck with like who you are.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
definitely
And then-
humbling.
And you have to like use those tools to like get around. And like for me, like I don't have all the connections I have here, or the friends, or like that independence. You're relying on yourself. I like that, bro. And it does the perspective shock. You know, you get the humility with it. And I'll try, because I'll get these like ideas or perspective while I'm out there. And I'm like, yeah, I got to hold on to this and like bring it back to when I come home.
Yeah.
And I like that about the trip, you know, and that's usually when I'll have these like real moments, like with friends or like all the guards are down. We're just like we just are who we are.
I think once you're out of your comfort zone, you just kind of find more of yourself, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. But yeah, dude, I brought way too many pairs of shoes.
How many do you
I was
bring?
like, well, the ones I'm wearing now is like, these are going to be my stage shoes, you know, because we wear the same outfits on
were you wearing
stage.
those on stage?
I didn't, because I found a sick pair overseas that I bought, and I was like, I'm going to wear these instead.
Yeah, right.
Come here, Bigfoot. Why don't you?
You want me to restart the story?
No,
No.
God, no. You're like a quarter of the way through.
Gandalf.
Just keep going.
Young Gandalf.
So
Yeah.
after the text message, he responds with, you know, like, all I want for my friends and coworkers is to like do good in life, and all I want to be is a good influence. Like, he's never
So
once
nice.
referred to himself as my boss or like, you know, like like nothing like that ever. Like,
This
he
is going to
always-
crush your reputation.
You
We
don't
gotta
work
cut
here.
this
He's
out.
not your boss.
What? Go home.
Dude, I was trying to tell you to stop working.
He was trying to say, dude.
But go somewhere else. No, yeah, it's cool. This place is the best, man. I love hanging out here. Bunch of talented artists. Even though I only let you tattoo me,
You know the vibes.
we'll do something, Cam. We'll figure something out.
I always like snag like a little piece of skin of one
Yeah.
of your clients.
Yeah.
Somewhere I can cover it up easy, like my ankle, or you know, put a
Or your
sock.
butt.
Let me get a butt cheek.
Yeah, right, dude. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Yeah. After I finish this.
I do those.
Well, if you ever decide to go to rap, I'll tattoo your face.
Oh no. If I go to rap,
Yeah.
and I just tell my career it's done.
Even if you just
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
like screamo.
Just go to
If you go to Screamo,
Pinterest
you can get some
and
face
type in
tats.
small tattoos, and then we'll just put all those on your face.
all of them.
Yeah.
Clips.
Love it.
every single one of them.
If you did have to get a word, what would you get?
A word?
Yeah.
One word or like a phrase?
Like
No, one word,
One
like,
word,
you know, like-
above the eyebrow.
Yeah.
Like
Or
like
below,
the-
like Travis Barker.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know.
I know one word's a lot of pressure. What
That
about
is
a phrase?
ton of pressure. A phrase? I mean, our drummer has the Great Escape right here
Okay.
on his shoulder, which I think
Yeah.
is kind of cool. We all wanted to get matching tattoos in Malaysia, and we like had it booked, but it ended up
yeah.
falling through. Last time they were there, before I was in the band, they all got a traditional fish hook with like a stick and poke and like a big
Yeah.
ceremony. So we wanted to do something like that, but I don't know. Matching tattoos would be fun. I just don't know what I would get.
For an experience, I like getting tattooed in other countries.
Yeah.
I think that's sick,
I would love
especially if
to do
it's
it.
like a older or different style, like not modern day machines. I mean, I've definitely been in some situations where I'm like, this isn't sanitary. You know?
this is great.
But whatever. I was eating the street food.
The street food is just like, it smells good,
Yeah.
but I'm too nervous.
I know.
My stomach isn't used to it the way theirs is, you know, that they
Yeah.
eat it all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't, those huge walks, like they don't wash those. There's
They
no
don't,
way they
but
wash
they're,
those.
They're seasoned.
Seasoned with street meats over years and years and years of time.
I can't help myself. Like I've given up. Like, cause they were like, this is blood.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta try that.
So
I
we-
gotta know.
You got to
You
know
know?
what it tastes like. We flew from Bangkok to Japan to Dallas. And right when we landed in Dallas, before we went to Vegas, we all went and got barbecue. I was like, I need just American food
Yeah.
for a minute. I had like a
I
Bud
get
Light
that.
and like a brisket sandwich and like
With some
fries.
barbecue
Yeah.
sauce.
Yeah. This is, I mean, terrible, but
Well, a lot
so
of times,
good.
like when I would travel, I wouldn't get that I'm so full, I feel ill feeling, and I miss that sometimes. So like I knew when I came back, I was like, I know what I'm looking for. You know, like fried food, disgusting, like things that make you develop allergies, whatever. Like I was putting it all in my body, and then I wanted to take a nap. You know?
We try to eat pretty clean on tour. Like our singer loves Asian food, so he'll eat that even when he's here all the
Yeah.
time. He's like, I just want a chicken katsu from somewhere. I'm like, I just want a bacon cheeseburger
Yeah.
somewhere. It's like in Vegas, I just cheeseburgers and I ate terrible, but
As
it
soon
was
as
so
we
good.
landed in Europe, Seth got McDonald's.
Oh, European McDonald's is
different.
probably
It's a lot
fire,
different over
though.
there.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I don't eat fast food, or if I do, it's like rare. But I'm like, all the choices.
McDonald's, right?
That would have been one of my first.
He's like,
two.
Comfort
stick
food.
with what you know, baby. I was like, all right.
We went to
And he Uber Eats it to the hotel, and it was less than 1 block away.
Do they still call them
And then he
French fries?
complained about it being cold. What?
Do they still call them French
no,
fries
they're
in France?
chips, right?
Royale with cheese and whatever.
Yeah.
So when you go to McDonald's, you're like, want a Big Mac with some chips.
I don't know. I didn't order.
But yeah,
I got to get over there. I haven't been to Australia.
it's far.
We were supposed
animals
to go.
scare me.
It's far. Yeah, it is.
I got to swim in the Indian Ocean and the Arctic Ocean.
At the same time.
No, different. They're in different places.
I was literally gonna ask that. I was like, are you at like a weird border point or something?
When's the next time in my life I'm ever going to do that?
Yeah, I thought it was something like
No, I think the Indian Ocean is in Perth. Perth is apparently the most remote city in the world. But it has 6 million people, which is
Yeah.
the size of New York.
that ain't remote.
It's Western Australia, but it's really like there's no other cities around it. It was a 6-hour flight from Sydney. It's like going from like Boston to LA. Like that's how far it is. It's really far. So like we flew to every show on that whole tour. You couldn't take a bus anywhere. It was too far. And then Melbourne or Adelaide, I forget. I think it was Adelaide is in the Arctic Ocean. So it was, yeah, super interesting. Yeah. Yeah, we did 7 or 8 shows in Australia.
So give me the whole lineup. Like you started in Nashville.
Nashville, Phoenix, 7 shows in Australia, 4 shows in the Philippines, 1 in Malaysia, 1 in Singapore, 1 in Bangkok in Thailand.
Oh, and you said you gambled in Malaysia, right?
We gambled in Singapore,
Okay.
which was insane.
How was Singapore?
Beautiful, absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful, but there's no trash on the ground. When you get there in customs, they do a facial scan of you because there's cameras everywhere in public. So like if you're chewing gum or smoking or if you spit or if you jaywalk, nothing happens. But then when you go to leave the country, you either get detained or fined because they have your face doing it.
You
It's
can't
like
smoke?
you only in certain designated sections that are like squares like this.
And they keep
Spit
like
on the side of the
vaping.
street. They're just gonna.
So you can't buy gum anywhere. There is no gum.
I mean,
But our
gum
lighting
does cause
guy,
litter.
our lighting guy is from, he lives all over, but he's originally like from Malaysia. And he said the last time he was in Singapore, he jaywalked. And when he went to leave the country, they detained him for like 3 hours and he had to pay a fine.
What? Yeah, that's why I've avoided that place. I would fuck up.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
thought it was-
think you're doing.
we were only there
because
for like
it's
16 hours. We
Right.
played the Hard Rock, stayed there. It was beautiful. I wish we could have stayed longer. But you don't see cops anywhere, but they're there. They're in like plain clothes.
Undercover.
And it's just, there's no trash anywhere. Everything's beautiful. The Hard Rock was connected to Universal Studios. There was a whole amusement park there.
Where was it?
Singapore.
Singapore. Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful country. And then from Bangkok, we flew back and then did the first weekend of When We Were Young.
So no drugs there, I'm assuming.
No drugs anywhere.
Alcohol.
Yeah, there's some alcohol. Only 2 of the guys in our band drink, so we would just do like
What
a
is
couple
their main
Heinekens.
vice? Gambling?
Vice? Caffeine? Food,
Caffeine?
I guess.
Food?
I mean, once you've been on the road for so many years like they have, it's just kind of like, okay, we want to stay healthy. We're older now.
No, I mean like people in Singapore.
Oh, what are the Singapore vices? I thought you were asking what our vices are.
Keep going.
Singapore?
Never mind.
I don't know. The people were super nice. I don't think they have vices. I don't think they're allowed to have vices.
That's what I was getting at. Because like one of the first kind of experience I had with the change was going to Japan and like how strict they were with all like the drugs and stuff. So like they get drunk and they fuck. Like that's what they do. And they.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay. So there's a lot of, especially in the Philippines, those we call them massages.
Right.
You can tell it's like, why is this place open at 2 a.m? This isn't a massage
They're not that good.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a ton of those.
Okay. Yeah.
Why does she have a bulge? I don't.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they like their massages. That might be the vice.
That makes sense. Because like when we went to Japan, there was literally every kind of outlet you could ever think of for sex. Like even just down to like you go to a bar and like you just have someone for conversation, you know, or like company without conversation. The obvious ones, you know, like sex and whatever.
Oh, wow.
But it was like every version of it, like cosplay. It was, it could go on, you know.
Is it legal there? Is that why? It must be, right?
I don't Yeah, I don't know.
decriminalized, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not legal, but just weird gray area.
Yeah, I guess
that they
it like
just don't
kind of
care.
has to be because like they were really trying to hide it. Like even to the point where like on all these places there were signs that said Japanese only, meaning like no whites.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Well, no anyone that's not Japanese. I was like curious like if you live there and claim residency if that changed, but I never really found the answer to that. But we were there with like local people and we could like explore. Like I was really curious about these like crazy sex dungeons and like stuff they had. I just wanted to look, you know?
Looking's free, but touching's gonna cost you.
Yeah, like whatever. So we were going around all these places because especially at the time, like I was with my buddy and we had no plan and we would just hop in Ubers and point on places on maps and just explore. You know, we found this place and it was, you know, all in Japanese and we asked someone, we're like, you know, what is that? It was across from a bar we were going to. And he explained that it was called 10 sluts.
10.
10.
Okay.
Right, not 9. 10 sluts. So we were like curious. They were cool. You know, they're like,
Did you meet all 10 of them?
No. No, I met one. And it was this guy in like super short shorts with like this like all leathered up with like spikes on his face. You couldn't see his face. He was cool. And I was like, hey, I just want to like look. And he's like, yeah, no problem. We'll do it quick. And I walked in and there was this like really old guy, like 70, had to be, maybe like 65, tied to a wheel and like slowly like spinning.
No way.
Yeah. And then there was this other woman dressed as a fox hitting him with this absurdly sized feather. I was like, I could live here.
That's like a wild way to spend a Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was a Tuesday or something. It was not the weekend.
Yeah, today's the day I'm gonna go and just spin on the wheel for a few hours.
Get
Yeah.
smacked by a huge feather.
Would you do that, Cam?
No.
I would get dizzy.
I would get
Yeah,
dizzy
me too.
too.
I'd be throwing up everywhere.
I get motion sickness for
Yeah.
sure.
Checking out
I feel like
OnlyFans
I have
comments.
questions for Cam.
Ooh,
I need to get
Question
in
for
here
the
with
common Cam.
Cam, what are your goals and aspirations in life?
I want to be a good tattooer. Be like a successful tattooer.
Just
Where do you
good?
see yourself in 10 years?
Hopefully, like similar to like what he's doing. Like owning a shop. You know.
TikTok star?
I mean, the publicity is nice. It's always good to have like publicity. It helps in our career. But like, yeah, successful tattoo artist. It's hard. I would say like after spending the time I have spent in the industry, which isn't much, but I have seen like it's hard to be a successful tattoo artist. It's definitely not easy. So that's definitely like a goal. Be a successful tattoo artist. You know, do clean tattoos. Travel. I want to travel and tattoo. You know, eventually own a shop.
Nice.
Like average, like everyone's dreams
this
and
all
goals
new
as a
for you to
tattooer.
hear?
no, I wasn't really listening. This is what my question I have for you. If someone meets you, like quick in and out, it could be in the shop or on the street, you're done, you separate, they leave, and one of their friends asks, like, what do you think of Cam? What would you hope they would say?
It's a great question.
Nice, hardworking person. That's it.
You just want to come off as like a nice guy.
I don't step
That's
on anybody's
hardworking.
toes. Like I like to think I'm very friendly with my clients. Like
Right.
good hospitality, stuff like that. I want people to leave with a good experience.
Because I like to believe in everything, but we'll talk about tattooing. Like we have the opportunity to leave some kind of like imprint or ripple in the
Yeah,
industry.
for
And like,
sure.
what would that be for you?
I definitely want to give people like a better look at tattoos. Like I feel better about tattoos. Like we are like one-on-one with our clients, so we do make or break how they feel about tattoos. Like if like say if your first session with John went absolutely horrible, you would just think all tattoo artists suck.
Yeah, I'd be dreading coming back to finish
you'd
my
be like,
sleeve.
"Fuck
God, 4 more
these
sessions with
Yeah,
him.
like I was
you know
just
what I'm
trying to
saying?
fuck you the whole session.
Yeah.
But like
Okay, to
you
come out
you
with
were
me
more
after.
like, I'm excited to go in for my next tattoo session, and that's how you know your artist is doing a good job. If you're excited for your next session,
I'm sure there's stigmas too, you know, where it's like,
Well, a lot of guys,
Same
a lot
with
of us are
music.
douches. Like a lot
Hey.
of people in your industry can be douches. Everyone, and no matter what industry you're in, you're gonna find your assholes.
yeah,
And
people get their first experience of an artist or a band or something, and they're, for the rest of their life, they're like, oh, that guy was a dick. That guy was mean.
suck.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys have similar stigmas.
Yeah, but it's just our job, your job, you know, to like change that. It's like they may think about they may think tattooers suck, but like they're like, oh, John and Cam aren't bad, you know. That's our goal. You know?
I had all these expectations for like meeting my heroes at when we were young. You know, a bunch of those people I'd met back in the day, but it's been 10, 12 years.
Right.
And a lot of those bands I've been listening to since I was a kid and I've never met. So I was like, oh man, like I wonder if they're going to be cool. I wonder if they're going to be nice.
Yeah, it's scary. Meeting your
Best
idols.
experience.
I know.
Appreciate you guys having me. Love you guys. You're the
You want
best.
to give us a sign off? You want to show Greg how we do it?
Thank you guys. So I forgot how to do this.
You do it every time.
I know.
No one else does
I
it.
feel like I've only done it properly.
Get them while you can.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of Unemployable Podcast. Thanks again to Greg for joining us today. Had fun today. Today's podcast was pretty fun, pretty funny.
Don't look at me, Cam.
Weirdo.
Merch.
We have merch coming soon.
We do
actually.
have
Like
merch
fire
coming
merch.
soon.
Like
Really
that I will
fire
make
merch.
$0 on there. No margin.
We're spending so
It
much
is
on it.
amazing quality. stuff.
Alex is going through hell trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. But it is going to be super sick. Super high quality stuff. Definitely like streetwear inspired.
People definitely need to check out and stay tuned for not only Greg's content on TikTok, but the album that they're going to release.
Yeah,
New Boys
definitely-
Like Girls next
Definitely
year.
check out Boys Like Girls. Greg is their bassist and one of their singers.
The fuck is a bassist?
Carol Baskins.
I am
Greg
the
kills
bassist.
it.
My favorite bassist by far.
Greg kills it. Greg's also like one of our cool clients here. It's always a good day when Greg's in the shop. We always know we're gonna have fun.
Do you need anything else, Danny, from Cam?
I think that's it.
Do you need a song or anything?
Good job, Cam.
You need to say the Hey Dad.
Hey, Dad, look at me. Was that better that time?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it was better.
That was amazing.
All right, we're good. It's cut.
No charge more.
Oh, yeah, bro.
No charge more, player. It's okay. They zoom. You zoom in on me, right? Anyways.
Yeah, zoom in.
Okay.
Go ahead, do it.
And remember, charge more, player.
Did you feel weird doing that?